Howdy, Howlers! It's Sako to me, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine these three. Today, I have a guest for our relaxed coffee hour, if he would like to introduce himself.
I am Jace Maxwell. I'm an editor for Rose City Editing, and I will be playing Alistair in Saturday's upcoming game.
Woo!
And I did not come in character today.
No. Hello, Ginny. And Kat. Wow.
Hey, Kat.
Ironically, there are days when I can wake up at 6, but not the days where I want to wake up at 6. Hi, okay.
Hey.
Hi, Charlie. It was fun being on stream with you last night.
I wish I could have been awake.
No, it's all good. And Nicole, good to see you again. And Destiny.
Hey, Destiny. Hey, Nicole.
So good to see you guys. Slight change in sleep schedule, eh? Oh. Right. It is good to see the group. Oh, my mug is empty and it makes me sad. So today I'm going to be working on a bunch of interviews for the preview stuff for Saturday's game. Hello, Charlotte. Wifey
Hey,
face. Super? Is that what's...
I think it's surprised.
I'm here this early as well. Okay, and I've made coffee already. Side check! I love the shtick.
The side stick?
Mm-hmm. Ba-dum-ching. Oh.
You need to get your neck into the vamp world.
Ba-dum-ching. Getting your head in the vamp world.
Morning, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. How's it going? Ah, you were right. I was surprised. You can read the typo speak.
I've had practice. I spend way too much time online.
Yeah. So we can work on your character this week, maybe. That would be lovely. So good. All right, I need my third cup of coffee. That would be lovely. Have a character name, but have been meaning to look up some YouTube videos of how to play, so I know. You can... So there's a user by the name of Outstar who kind of explains the system a little better than average. And then, because they're doing a bunch of videos on the different clans to hype up for Bloodlines 2, which got pushed back a year. Nope. Unless you wanna, but
you wouldn't know if I did or not.
Right?
I might dress in a new avatar.
You'll dress in a new avatar. What? Something fell down? I don't know what did, but okay. Just read through the politics stock. You put up at a fair bit. One eye and out the other. Yep. You can also be super new vampire, which means even your character wouldn't know any of that stuff. And it can be explained in game.
I was going to say that actually helps, especially if you're doing a stream of the game, because when you've got a new player that you're explaining, or a new character that you're explaining things to, it explains it to new audience members.
Exactly. The punk club. It's going to be a thing. I'm going to give it a name. That was basically cut and paste from the wiki, from the White Wolf wiki. So I'm probably going to mod it a little bit to fit the game. No, be a team player. Pretty please. I suspect you are still working on your articles. Best of luck. Best of luck. And I think I'm interviewing Sage tomorrow. We'll be good.
Now, Sage is playing a Malkavian, right?
Correct.
I have gotten a new appreciation for them after that one video I was telling you about.
Yeah.
When the Malkavian is explaining the other clans to the newbie and how the other clans perceive the world.
The Bloody Mermaid, you say? I can do a nod towards your book and use the Bloody Mermaid as the club. Bleed that mermaid. Oh my gosh. I'm still waking up myself. Even though I've been up for like 2 hours. Awesome. I'm going to turn off this music because it is making me quiet for longer eras of time. Clan Malkavian will forever be my one true vampire love. I don't know. Tremere is awfully good.
I watched Outstar's video on Toreador last night.
Yeah.
And oh wow, it is way more. It has way more depth than I
was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
The truth about Toreador. Yeah. Which is weird because they put an S. Like the plural of Toreador is Toreador.
Oh.
Everybody has their own take, I guess.
Well, Malkavian is chaos.
Sometimes it's obsessive order.
I haven't seen that in action. I've only seen the Venice Beach slacker Malkavian.
I have a rule against fluffy bunny Malkavians. Which are like, I'm so mad I have, socks on my hands and mittens on my feet. Like kind of Malkavians. And really what I need is, I wash my hands 15 times a day because they smell like my mother. I
think you would like the way this guy played it, because he was disturbed, but he knew it, and he was like in and out of reality.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'll have to give it a watch. Where'd the cake come from? Cake? Something tells me we're going to have another Malkavian in the party.
I might have just caused that.
Or a Bruja. Or a Gangrel. Or a Ravnos. I mean, there are options. So yeah, I've got quite a few Malkavians that are not chaotic. Or they're obsessed with order to the point where they are chaotic. A Gangle sounds like I love how varied Malkavians can be. There's such an array. Sometimes you can't tell a Malk is a Malk until way down the line. Yep. Till you are too close. You can also be caitiff, which means you have no clan. You have no idea what you are. Could also be an option. You can be adopted into a clan. Hello, hello, pronoun I. Went Giovanni because necromancy, which means, and I've got like some spirity werewolves in the Moscow game, so I better get a firm hold on the spirit realm. It would behoove me to really dive into.
That's funny, because I came in with very little of the vampire knowledge, but the spirit realm I actually know.
Oh yeah,
because I have werewolf.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, the Umbra. Their take on the spirit realm is like the cosmos. Is pretty solid. But the way that the Giovanni look at it, and the way that the Order of Hermes look at it, the Dream Speakers, it's all different. So I gotta figure out how it is without the splats, and then I can weave in how they perceive it. So cool is subjective. We got there's the snake people who can hypnotize and turn into snakes and stuff like that. That's a pretty cool power. We got Malkavians who can make other people crazy. We got Ventru who can basically tell people what to do. Who has what? Gangrel can turn into animals. Toreador have like presence, so like look at me, look into my eyes. Nosferatu can hide and boss animals around. The Giovanni have necromancy. The Termir have blood magic. It is! So I am working on, come this Saturday, I am debuting a Vampire 20 London game set in the 1980s called The Great When, that I will be broadcasting every Saturday morning. Instagram board. Oh, really? Okay. See you in a minute. Also, yeah, that's probably a good idea. Oh, more coffee. For real. It's going to be a thing. Remove my hard drive. Oh, I probably don't want to do that. Oh, shit.
Yeah, in the game that I've been watching, the Toreador of the group is a well-known fashion designer.
Okay.
And the Ventru is a very famous music producer, hip-hop music producer and club owner.
Okay.
And then they have a Nosferatu in their group.
Mm-hmm.
Although the Nosferatu is not in the episode with the Malkavian.
Mm.
And they've got a newbie, Bruja.
LA, yeah.
Yes.
He's talking about LA by Night, yeah.
But it's funny because the Toreador has worked with that Malkavian before and does not want him anywhere near her stuff ever again.
Yeah.
He walked the catwalk for her and decided to do some art of his own on the catwalk.
Oh. Okay. This is going to work. I swear it is. Oh my gosh. Maybe it's not going to work. I need to refill my coffee maker thingy. And someone put dishes in the sink, which is never a thing.
I don't recall Charlotte seeing any like elemental powers.
That's a Tremere thing, and that's like way down the line. You might be able to get into it via Koldunic sorcery, but that's a Sabbat thing, and I'm not allowing Sabbat in this game. Good job, Sako.
Boom.
Yeah, let's wake up everyone in the house. Streaming RPGs is a great way to get people into the hobby. Yeah, I think so too. And there's a lot of people in the writer community who write paranormal and paranormal romance and stuff like that. So they're interested in vampires to begin with. So I thought a vampire game would be a good entryway.
I know in my book, looking at it through Vampire the Masquerade lens, my vampires would definitely be Ventru.
Yeah. I gotcha. So I'm releasing interviews with the characters every day this week to kind of like ease people into the system and get to know the characters a little bit before the game happens. See? That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Venture, yeah.
Well, venture capitalism would be a thing.
Yeah, for real. Also, good morning, Raven. So good to see you.
Hello, Raven.
Oops, that one. All the notifications. Also, so I've been duped into running a werewolf game set in Moscow. So I might come to you for consultation because there's two things that I don't know particularly well, just enough. I know just enough. So I'm just gonna run my ideas past you and see if they work. Italian venture is often called ventura, which is Italian for fortune, luck, and inevitability of destiny. I do declare.
I don't think we have a Ventru in our game yet.
Oh yeah, we have two.
Oh, do we?
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yep. And a Giovanni, and a Malkavian, and a Toreador.
See, I thought we had like 3 Toreadors.
Nope. You're the only one.
Okay.
Actually, I think you're one of 2. I think there is another Toreador.
But are they anything like Alistair?
Well, what facet of Alistair? What haven't we got? We don't have a Nosferatu. We don't have a Setite. We don't have a Ravnos. We don't have Bruja. And a bunch of others.
I think a Bruja would really work well in the punk club setting.
I think so too. They've mostly been booted out of the city, but it wouldn't surprise me if there were still a couple like hanging around.
Especially a young one, because they're just very anarchist brawler type.
I know. I miss playing too. To be frank, I am concentrating. I'm concentrating a lot on this book release, so I still haven't finished out the debut thing for this one. Also, yes, MK has totally written content for Vampire the Masquerade. There's some hubbub around and nefarious things surrounding that. They kind of didn't give credit where credit was due. So the Nosferatu are kind of the intel of the vampire world. They tend to live in the sewer or in other underground sort of situations because they are ugly as sin. Mm-hmm. They have a negative stat. Also, thank you very much for being an excite for my book. I really super appreciate it. Oh, just a month left. Holy crap. I have so much to do. Oh my gosh. I was working on that before the stream, and I was like, there's a lot happening in all of this. I did not start early enough. I mean, I started, but I wasn't like diving into it as deep as I am now. All the marketing. So Lauren Sevier. Hi, Renata. We'll keep you company while you are here. Sounds awesome. The bro ones. The Bruja?
The bro.
There's also Blood Brothers, but they're also another Sabat thing. I'm not even going to try to spell it, considering I can't even remember exactly what you called them.
Seriously, I think Charlotte would play a good Bruja.
I think so too. Oh, bye, Jenny. Have a good day, I hope.
Should be called the Brawl ones.
The Brawl. Yeah. Considering the punk fight me vibes. Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly in this time frame.
Bye, Jenny.
All the anti-establishmentism. Also, bye, Jenny. I can't seem to get into playing any clan but the Gangrel, thanks to my stronger affinity for werewolves than vampires. Yeah, I gotcha. Bye, Sidechick. All right. Here I go.
Actually, I could see a Bruja fronting a punk band.
Well, we've got two people in the punk community. One's a fan girl groupie, and one is a front woman looking for a new band.
Oh, I smell a merger.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism, does that count me tin them automatically? Fronting a punk, then you say. Oh. Creek pop snap. Yep. Fangirl hype person. Oh my goodness. So it's going to be a dark game. That's some makeup I can get behind. And the thing is you don't, it's the 80s in London. Like, you don't have to be a front woman for a band in order to wear garish makeup. It'll be chock full of fun.
Alistair's going to have to borrow people's makeup when it comes time to go into the club.
Was going to be a roadie, but then I remembered I didn't put any points into strength. Oh. My hair is short enough to tease. Damn this dermatillomania. Damn it. Gonna have to get some new color wheels. What do you need a color wheel for? I'm curious.
Yeah, and if you want to be really specific, it's 1980 exactly.
It's 1980 exactly.
So we have just left the 70s.
We've just left the 70s, and it's so the first game is going to be The Longest Night, which is December 22nd, December 21st, something like that.
Usually the 21st.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be a special event. And I usually run, each session is a different night, usually. So what do? I'm a roadie. Oh, great. Can you carry this stuff for me? For the band? No, I cannot. Groupie would be the word. Yeah. Oh, no, my shirt. I don't like loose threads. That is unfair. I would have just about to turn 1 on December 22nd, 1980. Well then, it will be a blast from the past. Chock full of fun.
For some of us, a blast from the past. For others of us, a blast from before we were born. I'm unfortunately group 1.
Bruise affects stuff anyway. Might look into it. Up to you. Be fun. Also, Char is super young. I was also non-existent, but not by much.
I was 3.
Ah. Hi, Orla.
Hello, Orla.
So good to see you. Orla will be playing Viola Clarington? ? Clan Venture. Woo! Whoa, jump. OK is also quite young. Non-existent, just not yet assembled. Yeah. We are chatting about the game. And our interest in vampires. Oh my gosh, and London in the 80s. You are really young. London had a pretty bad heroin epidemic. Yes, they did. Seems like an interesting time to be a vampire. I think so too.
How was the Coke scene?
That came a little later in the 80s, but the Coke scene was just ramping up. You weren't finding powder in the bathrooms, but it was getting there. I was a whisper in the great scheme of reality. I was not born until the end of 81, November. Minus 5 years old for Sage. Human life, some assembly required, like Legos or IKEA furniture.
I am an IKEA human.
You could totally ask your uncle a whole bunch of questions. And as our token European, I think it's going to be your word against ours, basically. Detective, those are fang marks. No, just heroin. Oh. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, dude, we could totally drink from the forearm and make it look like track marks.
Yeah. It's easier to hide. And the leader of the Anarchs is like, psh, that's why our club is so good, because the populace want to be vampires to begin with. So it'll be convenient. my gosh. So on September 12th, I am going to be part of a series panel during the AuthorTube virtual retreats, during the lunch hour, and the conversation is chatty. Couldn't pull that off these days. Everybody's smoking marijuana. How do you mistake that for a vampire's bite? Marijuana was also huge in the 80s in London. Huge. That's what organized crime was like all about, was moving weed. So say if the internet regarding gang activity in London.
But weed is so tame.
It is, but it's real popular.
Mm-hmm.
And you can lace it with other shit.
True.
To get them hooked on to things like
Phonics.
coke and heroin. Hooked on phonics, yeah. Sure. If only.
If there's anything we could lace into weed to make people that smoke it smarter.
Well, if you know the right mage. All I can say about myself is same parts, completely different instruction manual. Yeah, no kidding. Hello, coffee. I love you so. So, let me see here. I want to introduce all the characters. I've got you all written down. I do, I swear. So we have Alistair, who is Clan Toreador. We have Bella, who is Toreador? Question mark? Yep, Toreador. We got Kaz, who is Malkavian. We have Sylvia, who is Giovanni, and we have Viola, who is Ventru. We also have a Penelope Jenkins, but we don't know what she is yet. It'll be a good time. But starting with 5 is pretty solid, and I can always introduce other characters later.
See, Charlotte, the weed infused blood, that's actually a thing. That's why I asked about the coke, because blood tainted with coke, kind of good for speedy vampires.
So that's the whole thing, right? So vampires, the drugs, technically, if they were to do the drugs themselves, they wouldn't feel anything because they're dead. They don't have any blood flow. But if you, Vam's version of butter, weed butter. So basically, those who used to be alcoholic would basically run around. Like in my last game, for instance, I had a former alcoholic who, she still had the urge. She just couldn't eat or drink anymore. So she would go find someone, have them get obliterated drunk, and then feed from that person. And she basically tried to make each person she fed on like be a permanent herd member, which only sort of worked.
Yep, that's pretty much how it works, Charlotte.
That's pretty much how it works. Hi, Eva. So good to see you.
Hello, Eva.
Also, Speedy Vamps on Speed. It's a thing. A coked up vampire with celerity.
How many attacks can I do in a
In a round? Yeah.
The answer is all of them. I can do all of the attacks.
This actually reminds me of an episode of Z Nation where the zombies, for whatever reason, are scarfing the supplies in the pharmaceutical lab, which was primarily full of Viagra. The attaches to fat. Oh, THC attaches to fat. So someone who smokes consistently would have THC in their body. Cannibalism ideas. Cue a bunch of zombies running around on speed with huge boners. I'm definitely going to try this now. All right. Work with me. We'll make a character. Be awesome. Hopefully before the end of the week, I hope. Would that slow them down or... I do not know. I have questions I'm going to ask everybody. I think I'm going to add... Nope, I don't need to add it. I already asked it. All right, cool. Maybe we'll reorganize this a little bit. Oop. All right. I have a name to start. Also a clan. Well, as soon as I get a name, I will make a folder for you on the Google folder. There's also a cult in VTM that snorts the ashes they get from destroyed vampires. Is that a 5th edition thing? Because I didn't know that either. And there are all kinds of cults in London. So I might implement that, maybe. It's a thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the horror elements because everything I'm seeing right now is all like geared towards, punk and anarchy versus the machine and more political stuff. And it's like something else is gonna be.
Yeah. It's gonna be a dark time, especially for London. It's a dark time. 1980 to 1981 is a very tumultuous time for London. Some barbarians would fight the Romans naked and have erections because of the adrenaline was kind of shocking. So I think it gives the zombies advantages in intimidation. I guess. If the zombie tried to intimidate, rage against the machine, and then eat the rich. So I was doing some homework, right? And researching London to see what it was like in the 80s. And filling out that city worksheet. So I'm looking through and looking for the mayor in 1980. Turns out the records don't show the position, anybody filling the position before 2000. Turns out it was run by council before 2000. And Boris Johnson was one of 3 mayors of London. And then he became prime minister and then got sick. So, and they didn't have someone to take his place. Whereas Americans are like, well, everybody keeps getting shot. So we're just going to have like the next successor and then the next successor to that and then the next successor to that and then the next successor to that. So there is definitely like a chain of successors in everything American. The best thing about being an anarch is you can literally eat the rich Camarilla Ventures through Diablerie. Yep. You can literally eat the rich. The tricky part is, well, I guess I couldn't stop you, but
But they do fight back.
they do. Can we bite them in our version? Bite who? Isn't that highly frowned upon in all of Vampire Society? No. It is frowned upon in the Camarilla. There are other clans and other sects that don't see anything wrong with it. But also yummy. Yeah, Boris. He is in London at the time, absolutely, but he's a youngin. Alternate future. Yeah. He'll never be London's mayor, in which case he'll never be prime minister. Fighting the prime minister is a good way to get the MI5 burning your havens.
It depends on what powers you use on them. You could make them forget.
It depends on whether or not you have that power.
Yeah, true. Or just get them really, really drunk so they won't remember anyway.
The prime minister is already a vampire, guys. Biting the muffin. It's going to be good. Right. Except in the Sabbat, at least in Charlie's experience. As they are in a Sabbat game as we speak. It's not PM yet. That's still 3 decades away.
I'm just thinking of Alistair trying to use his methods on Boris Johnson, on young Boris Johnson.
Hey, I'm not stopping you.
That's a whole different scandal.
That's a whole different scandal. Margaret Thatcher was a lich, not a vampire. I keep wanting to call the guy Ken Kennington, but that's not his name. The other guy. There was Margaret Thatcher as like the head of the Liberals, ? And then the council was led by Kennington. Also, anarchs are vampires who don't want to belong to the secret vampire club that tells you what to do. Ding, ding, ding. The farty ones?
Oh, talking about Doctor Who, the Slitheen.
Oh. I missed that. There we go. I think of the Doctor Who episode when I think of the Prime Minister with the aliens that wore the human suits. The farty ones.
I would not bite Harriet Jones.
No. What are anarchs? What are the clan details? You can be any clan and be an anarch. Or you can not be part of a clan and still be an anarch. It is a sect, not a solid group clan thing. It's not like delineated what sect you're going to be in when you are embraced.
Rexicor Cephalopatorian.
In disgusting this whole time.
The fact that I can say that means I've watched Doctor Who way too many times.
It's an ideology, not an organization, generally speaking. Right. It's like saying you're part of the rebels. You're breathing very consistently. Heads up.
Should I not breathe so consistently?
We can hear you breathe into your mic. You've passed my nerd test. Vampire clans are like families. Those family members generally follow their own parents' political association. Usually. Others choose to join others. It's a good way of putting it. And that's panting. All right.
Yeah, I think the reason for the hearing my breathing is because I'm using a headset with a mic attached.
Mm-hmm. The breathing is super creepy. All right. So I could probably go into each of the clans. We got 10 minutes left. It'll be fine. There are 13 of them, and then there's a boatload of bloodlines and stuff like that. Albany.edu. All right, so the Kingship clan was the Ventru. The clan of the Beast was the Gangrel. The Moon clan is Malkavian. The clan of the Hidden is Nosferatu. The Wanderer clan is Ravnos. The clan of the Rose is Toreador. The Night clan is La Sombra. The clan of Shapers is the Chimish. And the Snake clan are the Setites. The clan of Death are the Giovanni. The Healers clan are it says Salat, but I think they mean Salubri. The clan of the Hunt, which are the Assamites, and the Learned clan are the Bruja. That's how they were back in Enoch. And then they talk about the Final Nights, Camarilla, Sabbat, and Independence. Sabbat structure, and Independence is like this tiny paragraph. They're like, by the way, there are people who are neither of those things. Favorite thing about vampires is that you can totally sell them the weirdest conspiracy theories. If vampires are real, it's easier to accept reptilians, and UFOs are too. That's valid. That is Sage's exposure to the system as well. However, apparently that's what the truck's supposed to be. Any day now. But I gotta do the thing for school. I will listen for it. Should be any minute, I hope. Did you pick a character? Getting there. Also, Bloodlines got bumped back, but we are patient. Have a name and the beginning of a concept. There's a new VTM called The Coteries of New York, which has the atmosphere down pat. It's on Steam. Oh, you don't say. It's more of a visual novel. we're expecting a delivery, and it should be here like any minute. All right.
Charlotte.
Good night, Charlotte. Get some rest. Also, we're coming up on 10 in the morning. Let us do our... Keep getting ads for the VTM card game. Yeah. Night, Char. Jace, if you could do your outro.
All right. I am Jace Maxwell, editor for Rose City Editing and an adult urban fantasy author. And I will be playing Alistair Mosley in the upcoming vampire game.
The Great When.
On Saturday, 9 a.m. Oh, the Great When. I thought you said Great When, and you were asking me when it is.
When as in fist, yes. And I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voight. I write horror, and I'm a witch, and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine these three things to bring you content. We will see you tomorrow morning, and you can expect some videos introducing the characters of this London game called The Great When.
When?
Aha. We will catch you on the flip side.